Hey guys, Joshua David here. Today I want to talk about what nobody's talking about, the big steal. I mean, of course, you say to yourself, everyone's talking about the big steal. But I want to lay it down for you of what the Democrats have done. And it's clear as day, but I don't hear anyone putting the pieces together. So, the original plan for the Democrats was Hillary Clinton was going to win the 2016 election. That didn't work out. As a matter of fact, they were sure it was going to work out, and they never planned anything different. That's why Donald Trump won, because they never planned to steal. Nothing like that. They just knew they were going to win. Hillary was going to be the first president. Well, that didn't happen. So that pissed off all the elite Democrats. Now, why did it piss off all the elite Democrats? Because they are so corrupt, and they had their own plans of getting rich and continue to be rich, and not only that, have power for decades to come, and not only that, officially create the one world government. That was their 100% plan. They didn't want to stray away from that, and they wanted to get their one world government, and they wanted to get rich in the process. Donald Trump came in there and sideswiped them. Okay, so not only that, Democrats were corrupt with China, Russia, Iran. The list goes on, and that's just what we know about. So I want to talk about it recently, in the last few days. The news headlines were Eric Swalwell. He is on the Intel Committee of the United States. He's a very young guy. Had no prior background in anything. And in order to get on there, Nancy Pelosi, the speaker, has to put him on the Intel Committee. Now, she has to understand and knows all the background of each person she puts on the Intel Committee. So she knew that Eric Swalwell was in a relationship with Fang Fang. And that's the person who was the Chinese spy. And it was Eric Swalwell's intern. In the office of Eric Swalwell. He was in a relationship with her. She was just trying to get intel. She also slept with two other mayors and reported info back to China. Eric Swalwell actually also ran for president of the United States against Donald Trump in the 2016 election. So we have all those things happening. We also know, so obviously if Nancy Pelosi knew that Eric Swalwell had China ties, well, she didn't seem to mind, okay? Now ask yourself why. But anyways, now we have Hunter Biden coming out now after the media suppressed the story for the election and tried to hide it. You can't hide it anymore. It's out in the open. There's a huge investigation going against Hunter Biden for taxes, but they say that's not all. Basically, this guy used his father's, Joe Biden's name, to collect money from foreign entities and using his father as leverage to basically, get them in the door, so to say, these Chinese and Ukraine. Like, I'm talking billions of dollars here, okay? Also, Joe Biden's brother was in on it. So we have the top Democrats, as we know. We don't know anything more. They're not going to go out and say it. But I'm sure there's going to be more people coming out. So we have the top Democrats. I mean, don't exclude yourself from Hillary Clinton here. She was in on all that stuff because she did it with Haiti. She took all the money from Haiti and built a few houses, billions and billions of dollars. And she just built a few little recreation centers in Haiti and called herself a hero. But the Haitian people, they will tell you a little different. They know what she did, and they know that she basically went in there and stole everything. Anyway, so this is the Democrats for you. They've gotten into power and they had a taste of it, and they're so high on themselves that they couldn't imagine someone, never mind a Republican, being in office or in the presidency. They have to be. Because if someone else was in there, for one, they could get busted for the stuff they were doing. Number two, they can't do it anymore. Number three, their whole plan for global dominance is out the door, right? So that's the main concern, right? That's why they hated Donald Trump. They don't hate Donald Trump because he said semi-racist things. They don't hate Donald Trump because his bad policies, which they're great policies. They don't hate Donald Trump for any other reason but the fact that he's in power and he's trying to drain the swamp, okay? So that's why they hate this guy. Never mind that the media is on the Democrat side. Why is that? Because the Chinese pay the media, okay? That's a well-known fact, along with George Soros, who is also trying for world dominance, the one world government, okay? He's got his fingers in everything. So you have the media, you have the top Democrats, okay? You got people in the Intel Committee. You know, you got Joe Biden, who's going to become his president. His son is also involved with all these Chinese deals, and Joe Biden is too. The laptop said so. They found a laptop of Joe Biden's, if you haven't known that, and there's ample information on there and stuff that we don't even know about because it's actually disgusting. He's got weird and disgusting things on that laptop. Anyways, so this is what we have, and this is where we are today, okay? So the Democrats, you know, in 2016 were sideswiped by Donald Trump. Do you think in your mind that they're going to let that happen again? Not a chance. They had to do something. Why? Because they know that Donald Trump has been the best president ever because he's done whatever he said he was going to do. Donald Trump's not in there to make money. He's not in there for fame. Well, maybe a little bit. He likes to, you know, he's got a big ego too. But he's really in there for to fix the American system and to drain the swamp. He's seen what past presidents were doing, and they just destroyed it. He brought a business mentality to the country. He's created peace all through the Middle East, not everywhere, but it's on its way. You know, he's lifted up all minorities in the United States of America, who are supposed to be democratic people, I might add. You know, like continuous stuff. Built a wall and, you know, kept border security under control. You know, like lower taxes, cut regulations. You know, just on a business side of things, he's done very well. He's broken records, you know, in NASDAQ and the Dow and all that kind of thing. He's done great. And that's all under 4 years of investigation and opposition from the Democrats. Now, they were doing that because they have to stop at nothing to get rid of this guy. For one, they're getting nothing but pressure from the Chinese government saying we have to get rid of this guy because our plans are going to be up in smoke if we don't. So now they're really nervous, okay? They're so nervous because they know that the people, 75 million to 80 million, I would say, if not more. I'd say 100 million for some of the people who didn't even vote. But they threw away votes and everything. I bet you it was close to 90 million. But anyways, I don't know that. But the people love Donald Trump because they see what the Democrats, look how crazy they were. They're so crazy about absolutely everything. Trying to impeach him. Like they get angry, say stupid things. Oh, this big Russia hoax for 2 years, spent a bunch of tax dollars, got caught lying throughout the whole process. You know, trying to put anyone who's close to Donald Trump in jail, okay? These guys are absolutely insane. They're evil. They have an evil mentality to them. But anyways, so they know that they don't have legitimate voters. They might have a few, the Hollywoods and all that kind of thing, some New Yorkers, business people, whoever's corrupt, they know they can get away with it with the Democrats. So they're going to vote for him. You know, some lunatics will vote for him, and maybe just some normal Democratic people. And just let me clear this up here. Democrats in general aren't all crazy. I'm talking about the elite Democrats here in the United States who have had so much power and they love the greed and the dominance. But anyways, what I'm getting at is they don't have a huge amount of voters, not like Donald Trump. Donald Trump came in and sideswiped everybody. And they knew if we don't win this 2020 election coming up here, we are not going to have any power and our plans are up in smoke for 50, 60 years. And they don't actually have any upcoming Democrats who actually are promising. You know, they're all kind of they're just not presidential, or they've all have scandals. One way or another, they're not presidential. So what does that leave? It leaves fraud, okay? Now they're thinking in their head, how are we going to fraud the American people on a big scale. Well, we can't do it. We can't do it without some sort of mail-in ballots, okay? Now, they can't do mail-in ballots everywhere. It's just not known. There's no reason for it. So we have the top Democrats, right, in the United States, colluding with China, the country who wants to destroy America, okay? Now, what they were thinking, well, hey, wait a minute. We can make everybody happy here. We can make the World Economic Forum happy, the World Global Bank happy, Bill Gates happy, and China happy, and get power at the same time. If China releases a coronavirus at the exact time needed, because that way we can claim everyone's should be fearful, stay home, put masks on, stay 6 feet away. Remember that, 6 feet away. And we have an excuse to bring in millions and millions of mail-in ballots. And it's so new that the court litigation coming after that will not have any precedence to move forward to turn the election over. Okay? Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Ever since the 2016 election, the Democrats worked up a plan, and they did this plan, putting the coronavirus out there for the world, killing millions of people, or maybe not quite yet, I don't know what the number's at, a lot, I know that, and creating fear and panic and destroying economies all over the world, destroying small businesses all over the world, separating people from their families and just creating utter fear. Not only that, letting the vaccines take place, and we haven't even seen the end of it, okay? Now, to me, that is straight from the pit of hell. That plan is straight from the pit of hell. And I can almost bet my life that it was the Democrats involved to literally unleash this coronavirus on the world, just to get in power, because if you think about it, there is absolutely no other way that the Democrats can get into power. None. They weren't able to cheat if it wasn't for those mail-in ballots. They can say Dominion system, but as you can see, on November 3rd, the Dominion system couldn't keep up with how many people were voting for Trump. It crashed the system. That's why they stopped in the middle of the night and brought in the mail-in ballots. Okay? You guys have to understand this. It's the American Democrat elite who have actually put this coronavirus into the world, and they didn't care what it takes. They will kill millions of people in the end just to get what they want. Okay? And then deal with the consequences later. Like, we have the Democratic elite colluding with China. And think about it. China's going to benefit from this here. Why? Because the American economy is going to go down. Okay? They're going to cause turmoil to the American people. They've been trying to do this for a long time, right? It makes perfect sense. It makes utter perfect sense. And then the global people who want to do the global, all the alliance countries who want the global government, they all benefit too, because now they can push this fear on people and create a one world government. And not only that, it works out in every angle I look at. I've been thinking about it for so long. Every little angle I think of, it just makes 100% sense. I mean, think about it. There's not one angle in there that tells you different. You know, the Democrats created this along with the Chinese government, along with Bill Gates and the World Economic Forum. And I mean, the coronavirus was planned already, that's known. It's planned before. We've seen videos of them saying, we were going to be dealing with the coronavirus, and 6 months later it happens. I mean, you know what I mean? But anyways, since 2016, these guys have created this mess. And we're all victims and have to deal with this now. We've lost our jobs. We've lost our businesses. Some people have lost their homes. They've lost family members. People have died. They've gotten so super sick, globally, because these evil Democrats had a plan, the only plan to actually win this election, because they know damn well their policies and who they are, the American people were not going to go for it. Okay? Spread this video everywhere. I encourage you to do so. I just put the dots together, guys. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. But anyways, give grace to God. He's number one. Don't worry about any of this stuff. It's already happened. Look up because your redemption draws near. God bless you. Bye now.